To continuing coverage now on the Carmen Line annexation. The ballot measure is expected to fail with more than 80% of Colorado Springs voters rejecting the 1,900-acre annexation east of town. It was a bit of a slap in the face to the city council, which had approved that annexation twice. KRDO 13's Tyler Cunnington spoke with some council members today about the obvious difference in opinion on how the city should grow. Tyler.
Yeah, that's right, Bart. Over 82,000 ballots have been counted by the city clerk as of this afternoon, and a vast majority of them, as we were just saying, rejecting the idea of further development and growth here within the city. Meanwhile, city council leaders who I spoke to have a mixed opinion and a mixed bag on how to take that news today, considering this was something most of them were pretty outwardly supportive of over the last few years. Nearly 82% of voters in Colorado Springs sided against the Carmen Line annexation in Tuesday's special election. A stark difference from the city council, who twice voted 7-2 to pass it before it was petitioned to be reconsidered.
And this time we found out overwhelmingly that we weren't representing the will of the citizens.
Councilman Dave Donaldson, the sole councilor to vote against the Carmen Line 3 times, says he doesn't think this will set a precedent for future annexations.
What it says is not all annexations will be accepted, right? That's a big difference than saying no annexations will be accepted.
Councilmember Brian Risley, who has supported Carmen Line, says he doesn't think voters really understood the nuances of the annexation.
Very few people actually pay attention to city council meetings, and had they paid attention, they probably would have heard a lot of the arguments that I just laid out, which is this is a 40-50 year move, not something that impacts the community from day one.
He also stresses the economic loss from the development potentially happening in the county and not within the city.
What happens then is that the city misses out on all the tax revenue associated with that, and yet still has some of the potential burden when it comes to mutual responses for police and fire and other services.
Now, that being said, the developers for Carmen Line still do own all those 1,900 acres of land out east. Despite the vote failing, they tell us today there is no concrete plan moving forward on what exactly they will do with all that land. We'll, of course, have more information on that as we learn more about it. Reporting live here in Colorado Springs, Tyler Cunnington, KRDO 13.